Welcome back
Yo.
to the Zach Winger Show. Today, I'm joined with special guest Ethan Douglas.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm good.
Did you drink your drink already?
Yeah, it's like halfway
You
gone.
might have made your first mistake, buddy. Because we are doing shots today for the for the first time in Zach Winger Show history.
Hey, you know,
All right,
there's a first time for everything.
There is. First podcast
Yeah,
for you?
yeah.
Have you ever been on a podcast before?
No, I've been on a podcast. I did like a interview thing on like a radio station.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Christian, but that was awkward as hell.
Really?
This is already like.
I say, hopefully this
better.
is... Yeah.
No,
Hopefully this is more laid back.
that was so awkward. I felt so weird during that.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, it was cool.
To be able to say.
Christian
but-
talked mostly.
Yeah.
You know, Christian carries our conversations for me sometimes.
Yeah, that's all right. It's good to have somebody like that, though.
Yeah,
Especially if you
no,
want
it is.
to.
It's nice. Love you, buddy.
Love you, bro. Are you ready to see these shot glasses?
Yeah.
This one is going to be the one that I'm going to use.
Okay, little Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog. This was like $3
Nice.
from Party City.
Nice.
And then this one is one you can use.
Oh,
it's
dude.
broken a little bit, but
That's
it's
perfect.
Caveman SpongeBob.
Yes.
the
the brokenness adds to it.
Yeah, I've had it for at least 5 years. I think
That's awesome.
I think that was the first shot glass I ever bought, and it's from Spencer's. And
Of
the
course.
lady was like, I think she was like, obviously she was like joking or whatever, but. She was like, this kind of looks like you. I was like, what the fuck?
No, dude.
For a minute, I was like, for the first like 30 seconds, I was like laughing.
Not the
And I thought it was just funny, but then as time went on, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
I was like, it's
crazy.
kind of fucked up.
That's bad. I don't think you look like Caveman SpongeBob.
Thanks, bro. That's like, what if I actually did? That'd be like
That's
the worst
so
insult
bad,
ever. Yeah. Neanderthal.
Jeez.
Oh, man. I haven't.
Oh, is the cap all syrupy?
A little, yeah.
Good. It's been fermenting for us.
I was drinking some apple crown today.
Mmm. Well, apple
You can
juice.
pour the rest. I'll let you do your own pour. It is kind of like apple juice.
Money.
Oh wow, this is really not as much as I thought.
we got a quarter shot over here. That's all good. It's good with me.
Cheers.
Yes. I just spilled it down the crack.
Down the crack.
Yeah, it went through that. The one part.
So you got a quarter of your quarter shot.
God, dude, it's all in my shit.
And now you're gonna smell like
my
apple
shit
crown.
smells like shit.
Should we try again with
Yeah, let's try
something
again.
else? Okay.
Let's try again.
Cut that part out.
That was so bad.
That did not go well.
It tastes good though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever really had that.
What?
I don't think so. I
You
mean,
were-
I might have had it.
You were
like-
just talking about it like you had it before.
Well, I've had the peach one,
Oh,
and
okay.
so I know it's like I know the peach one's good.
Okay.
I might have had it before, but
Would you rather have Maker's Mark bourbon whiskey or Pink Whitney?
Maker's Mark.
Yes. Oh, okay. I'm gonna prepare a good drink for you. I'm gonna talk about the
Okay.
kitchen,
Okay.
but- well, would you
Zach
rather
just
have-
entered the kitchen, guys.
I guess I should ask. Would you rather have just a shot of it, or can I use one of these?
Probably just a shot. I'm not like a.
Alright.
Wait, what were we gonna put in it?
Like a giant ice cube.
No, I can't. That dude, I won't finish it. It's like I'm bad with that,
Okay. I'm gonna.
but I appreciate it.
That's what I'm gonna do with mine, though.
Okay. Yeah, I love like Jack and Cokes, and recently I went to Bloomington and I was actually with my friend AJ, at truck practice.
Oh.
And he was like, I got some, fuck, what's it called? It's not Maker's Mark. It's oh my god.
A bourbon.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like-
confused
it's
about
like
why
another-
it says bourbon and whiskey on it. I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck? But I don't really know what the difference is. I think bourbon's a little more like made longer
I
or
gotta look this
something.
up. But anyways, it's we mixed it with Coke, and it was much better than Jack and Coke.
What? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Actually, I
didn't
did
think-
just put this in a Coke the other day, and I did kind of enjoy it.
I didn't think it would be, but it was a little bit more sweet, less like bite, and it was actually cheaper too.
Interesting. Oh, good. He's still weed whacking out there. It's like it's cold as fuck outside. Well, it's not like terribly freezing, but I would not strike today as the day that you would.
I know, it's
weed
like the
whack.
one day
I was
that's like it's not even 50 degrees outside.
It's like, don't they know I'm trying to record the fucking show?
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Oh, I want to talk to you about this. I want to make eventually billboards.
Okay.
For that would literally just be like the Zach Winger show.
Dude, yeah.
Wouldn't that be so
Yeah,
cool?
yeah.
You're like driving down the Lloyd Expressway and it says like the Zach Winger show.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be so fucking cool. I drive past billboards. I'm like, I want to do that. That'd be so fucking.
They do like electronic ones too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I just need some money, really, like to just pay for the spot or whatever.
Yeah.
So, if anybody wants to sponsor the show,
Get this man a billboard.
Yeah. All right, let's do Maker's Mark. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, handmade since 1953. Wow.
Okay. Have you seen the TikToks of them like doing the wax?
Yeah,
Dude, it's
pretty
so
awesome.
nice. They put the whole bottle in it.
I did see that. This is gonna mix a little bit with my Apple Crown, which is okay, or like the remainder that's in my
A
glass.
little spice on top.
But I am gonna do 1 shot's worth
Okay.
of bourbon, just on the rocks in my fancy hexagon glass. It's pretty nice, huh? Does this look like I have some hair on my chest?
Yeah. No, it suits you.
I think it's pretty cool.
Did you get a special tray for the ice? Or
Yeah.
those-
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's pretty awesome. I have 2. It's like one is these giant cubes, and then one is like basically like a 20-sided like.
Oh,
sphere.
yeah.
Those are pretty cool too.
All right.
Cheers again. That one's not as easy as the.
Mm-mm. No, it's not.
Oh, I just took a little sip and that was.
Oh,
God. Woo.
All right.
Now we're ready.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
We were just talking about how on Josh's episode we got pretty drunk pretty quickly, but we just took 2 shots
Yeah,
within a shot and a quarter within 8 minutes. So,
That's nothing.
So what do you want to talk about today?
Dude, I don't know.
I love not having any like notes
Yeah.
or anything. I feel like that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask about how is it being in a band?
It's awesome.
That sounds so fucking cool. To be
It
like,
is.
yeah, I'm in a band.
It is, dude. It's like
That's awesome.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like I was in a band. Well, it wasn't really a band. It was just like me, my friend Marcus, and Ben in like high school, and we called ourselves Molasses. And we just made like we were obsessed with like Boy Pablo. I don't know if you know who that is.
It sounds really, really familiar.
He was like the first like really big bedroom pop, like kind of like Still Woozy, like that era, like 2016. And so he just basically wanted to beat him, and like we didn't have any actual recordings of live stuff. Like I played drums, but I played it on a keyboard, so it was just like me hitting keys, and, like, making beats basically. But so I was like, I never like really like owned that. Like I was like never like telling people like I'm in a band. Like, but this being in truck, it's like the first time I've been able to like actually enjoy what I do.
Awesome.
And like
That's such a good name.
truck.
That's
Yeah,
so good.
Reed came up with that one.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Are you guys on like Spotify or anything?
No.
Have you recorded?
We're actually recording tomorrow and Wednesday.
That's so fucking cool.
So
So you, how did like so do you guys have your own original songs and you just been like performing them live? and
yeah.
whatnot?
We've played a few shows at
That's
like
so cool.
Damsels and Boca.
Dude, that is so
and-
fucking cool. Was that nerve wracking? Like playing for like even if it is like a small
No.
crowd.
Well, for me, the only thing that's scary is like when you play drums at other venues, they like have drums already there.
Yeah.
So
you
like you have to like get used to their drum set really fast, and it feels really uncomfortable. But no, honestly, it's like kind of the opposite. Like I get really scared to do it, and then like I'll be nervous the whole day
All day.
before, and then I'll get on stage, and it's like super
all
easy.
done. That's good. That's so cool. Like, God, that'd be so cool.
It is really fun. Like, it sounds like yeah, it is. Like, I don't
You're
know.
a rock star.
I'm a rock star now. next out the Ford Center, bro. Can you imagine Shrek at the Ford Center?
I'm laughing. That's not like, I'm not laughing because it's like, that's like stupid or anything. Like, I don't know why my instinct was to laugh, but like, that's awesome. Like, that'd be so fucking cool. Like,
Yeah, I love the name too, because it like, I feel like if you don't know what it sounds like, you would think it's like country.
Yeah.
And like, we definitely like love
you have
country
your
music.
Southern
so.
Indiana roots.
Yeah, and I used to have a truck. Now AJ has a truck. So
You should do a show. Sorry, I can't not drink the.
no, I'd
without
be doing the
taking
same
a drink
thing.
After. Also, I feel it in my like chest.
Yeah.
It's like slowly going from my chest
Yeah.
down to my stomach. My head's starting to get heavy. You should do a show on a moving truck.
Dude, so one of our first ideas for a music video was us
Oh my god.
in like bluegrass, and us three in the back of a truck, like filling it with water like a redneck hot tub, and like having a bunch of beers in the back of a truck, and someone driving us in slow mo, and like us sloshing around. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. But
I hope so. I really, really want to see that. Do you feel like you're? Because I think the answer is pretty obvious. I'm sorry to fucking.
dude, I don't even notice it.
Like, it'll be fine for us to tune it out, and hopefully it doesn't pick up too much.
Yeah.
But whatever the fuck they're doing outside is so loud. God, that like totally distracted me. That's one of my bad habits. I feel like that's one of my
Getting sidetracked.
things that makes me not the best podcast host is that I get distracted super easily and then forget what I'm talking about.
You're gonna say-
or I like interrupt myself.
You said, "Do you think?" And I think the answer is pretty obvious. And then you got distracted.
Oh, that okay. That your art and graphic design experience helps you with like the band in general, like promotion and video ideas and poster ideas and all that stuff. Do you
honestly,
get to do any of that stuff, or is that out of your hands?
Well,
Are you just the drummer?
we haven't made an album cover yet or anything like that, and any show we've played except for the one after Baggy Jeans, I made that one, but other than that we haven't like
Somebody
made
else made it,
anything.
yeah.
So honestly, no.
Do you think
it doesn't really?
Do you think it will go in?
Yeah.
Like, is that something you want to do? Do you want to be the person that makes?
Well,
the posters?
I feel like a lot of the like sound of our music, I don't know if it would really work with like this type of posters that I usually make, or like pop art-esque stuff. It's more like 90s like garagey vibes. Like,
I'd offer to make a poster for you, but I don't know if that's my vibe either.
yeah, it's
So.
I don't even know if I will, but I mean I feel like it affects the way I listen to music more than make music. Like when I'm on Spotify and I see an album cover that like really I fuck with, I'm like, I'll listen to it. And even if I don't necessarily like the music, I feel like, or maybe I don't get the music at first, but if it has a good album cover, like I'm into it more than I would be if it was just like kind of shitty.
Yeah. I think it's really valid. Like, something for whatever reason, it really does add to the experience.
Yeah.
Of listening to it. But I don't know. Maybe it's like more obvious. I can't think of exactly why, but like it makes sense to me. Like,
Yeah.
a better, cooler album.
Like
cover.
I don't want to come on here immediately and be like hot takes.
No.
But I feel like if Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon did not have the triangle. Oh my god, you brought up Pink Floyd, no way! But I feel like if they didn't have
That
that,
actually had a fucking cool album cover.
well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like if they didn't have that triangle with the rainbow prism, like I don't know if they would be as famous as they are.
Oh, you're saying that the album cover works for them?
Yeah, and
Okay,
same
I
with
see.
David Bowie, like the one with
I see what
the
you're
lightning
saying.
bolt
I
on
thought you
his
were going to
face.
say that it's like a boring album cover.
No.
I was like,
No, I'm just saying I don't know if the music would be. People would think the music is as good as it is if it didn't have such an iconic album cover.
yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Like, there's an album here. I'll show you too.
yes.
I expect all the listeners to look this up too.
Yeah. I don't know if this is, well, in the meantime while you're pulling that up, but separating art from artist or whatever, but Kanye West albums,
Yeah.
like Graduation, when Graduation came out, like that album cover and the CD, you open it up and it's like a trifold and it's like a giant, like comprehensive single photo once you unfold it, like, which is not a photo, like artwork.
Yeah.
Which is super fucking cool.
Yeah.
But then for like an album like Donda, like it's literally just like a black square.
Yeah.
When it's like, I can come up with some reasons why he would do that or whatever, like creatively for whatever, like it's a serious album or whatever. But
yeah.
I don't know, like you can't. There's nothing to like relate to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding
No, I agree.
creative decision, but something like Graduation where it's like to open the case and it's like a whole experience, like that's cool. Before you've even like put the CD in and listen to it, that's cool.
Yeah.
But
No,
what
I
were you
agree.
gonna?
So, John Prine, he's like a country rock artist, but like
That's
that
awesome.
album cover,
That's so cool.
It's Sweet Revenge from 1973.
Whoa. How do you even discover that?
Well,
Or something Josh
I think
should listen to.
Josh loves John Prine. He loves him.
But Josh kept making all these references. I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about.
But I feel like when I listen to that album, like I'm him in that car, like with a jean jacket on, and it makes it way better. Like if it was just like a black album cover with the word "Sweet Revenge," those songs wouldn't feel the same way.
I agree. What's the one you sent me a while ago with the? Is it like? It's like a red car on the cover. It's like road trip music or like wagon music or something like that.
Oh,
it was like house music or something like that.
Was
or like
it
electric?
It was the
like,
the Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Cassiopeia or whatever.
Oh, shit, I don't know.
Wait, I got this.
I can't remember, but I ended up saving like. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but
It was wagon music.
Yes, that was.
That's not
cool,
Cassiopeia. By Gum MP3.
That's a cool album cover.
Yes.
And I feel like that sets the vibe for
exactly. You're in a Volkswagen wagon
on
and
a
you're
fucking
cruising.
road trip.
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
God.
But so I guess in a way, I hope that our album cover has the same effect.
Oh yeah.
But
would you want to be the person to
help,
at least like help make it?
Yeah, definitely. I think Reed has some ideas. Reed sings and plays guitar in it. He has some ideas for like, especially the back cover. Like he has this electrical box in his garage, and that's where we hang out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking of putting like the names of the songs, like photoshopping, like where it's like, you know, like number one's like bedroom, number two's, and having the title tracks there, and like the back of the album cover, because we want to make like vinyls eventually and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be fucking
so the back of the
cool,
vinyl
dude.
would have like the track listing, and then there's like a section on the electrical panel for like notes, and that's where we would handwrite, you know, like written by Reed, like
that's cool.
produced by so and so.
Dude, I have two thoughts. I hope I can remember both. My first one is that I think I'm already drunk. Or it's at least like starting to like
Bro's
fuck with my head.
Bro, drink some water.
Woo! Dude, I do have my
Get
water.
some water.
I made the mistake. I went to the bar for the first time in a long time yesterday with two of my guy friends from work.
Where'd you go?
Buds.
So
where else are you supposed to go?
Yep.
And like, I kind of hate that place, but they wanted to go, and I was like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't eat. We went at 10:30, 11 p.m. I hadn't ate since like 3 p.m. So I had literally...
God.
It was a tall boy Miller Lite at the pregame. I drank 2/3 of that and had one shot of Apple Crown, and that fucking punched me in the face before I even got there. And then I kind of like chilled out at the pregame, and then finally went to the bar, and then had half of a green tea shot, which I don't even know what that is.
Dude, I don't either, but they're so good.
I know. It was good, but I was like, I can't drink this whole thing. I was like, if I'm going to be... Because I was driving, so I was like, if I'm going to be the person driving my friend Chris, I was like, I'm not going to take this whole thing.
Responsible.
Because, like, I drank, like, half of it. I was like, oh, fuck. And then my plan the whole time was I was going to get there, have one beer and one shot.
Yeah.
And I still remember my other thought, by the way.
Okay.
So this is I was wondering. I go on these, like, really long, like, side thoughts. But
Dude, I don't care.
I think it's fun to listen to.
Yeah.
So...
It definitely is.
It is what it is.
I'd be listening right now. I I want to know.
You are listening right now.
Well, I mean, if I was on Spotify,
I
or
love
on
listening
YouTube.
back to. I don't know if that's selfish of me, and this is another side tangent from my first few thoughts. But I love going back and listening to each episode after I post it and listening to the whole thing, like, as a viewer.
Yeah.
And I have such a good time.
I bet.
Like, so that, I don't know if
That's
it's just because
good.
it's me and my friends,
Yeah.
but as a viewer, I'm like, this is funny. Like, or this
Yeah.
is, or, like, relaxing or comforting or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I really do enjoy it. So that's why I think, like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. Because if I can enjoy it, I think, like, somebody else probably can, too.
Yeah.
My friend Austin texted me. He's like, dude, I'm listening to an episode, and I'm like, he's like, I'm laughing really hard, and
Hey.
I'm like, dude, I'm like, every time he texts me that, he's texted me that like 5 times. I'm like, dude, I'm like, thank you for listening, like,
Yeah.
because sometimes it does feel like
I mean,
like,
I
making this
saw
for
that you
nothing.
had on one of them like 40-something views, and I was like, I mean, that means that
It's 40
people
Yeah,
clicked on your Instagram and went to
Yeah.
your YouTube and actually listened to
Yeah.
it, which is like a huge success.
even like the one with Josh has like 13 right now. I'm like, and at first I was like, oh man, like only 13, but I'm like, 13. I know like it could be like repeat viewers, but even still, like,
Yeah.
say it's like only like 5, like 5 people at least like tried to listen
Yeah.
to what I'm
Yeah.
posting. So
Exactly.
it's at least something.
Well, so you say your thought before I start, because I have something about that.
Okay, what was I saying?
I knew this was gonna happen.
I do still have my
Okay,
original
okay.
one from
Oh, you
a
were
long
you
time
were
ago.
you were at Bud's.
So my plan the whole time was to have. Okay, now I have like 3 other thoughts.
Okay,
too,
okay.
From what it is, I'll get this one is quick,
All right.
but I have like 5 different laughs. I have like a wheeze laugh. I have my high pitched laugh. And I have my like really hard like Santa laugh. We're like,
What?
So I have a lot.
Okay.
My Bud's plan was to have 1 shot and 1 beer, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That is not what happened. Because I had half the shot, half of a beer, and I ran into some other like art students from USI. And I was like, oh my god! And I was like, I sat at their table and I was like, I'm sitting there. My friends I came with went to go get more drinks. And I was like, you guys go get more drinks because I'm not having any more.
Yeah.
They come back with a fucking like mixed drink for me.
Of
I was
course.
like, oh my god. So I gave my beer away and took the mixed drink instead. So I have a mixed drink and a water. I finished the whole mixed drink, I finished the whole water, and then I have like half of another mixed drink after that. And then I start feeling like shit because I haven't ate all day, and I literally went like nonverbal for like half an hour.
No.
Because I was like, because you have to talk loud, because it's like music,
Yeah.
like loud music. So I'm talking really fucking loud, and it was like driving me crazy. So I had to stop talking. I was like pointing at my lips. I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm not talking. And they were like, okay. Ran into some other friends. We're playing pool, and I was like, we started playing pool, and I was like, I can't. I gotta sit down. Like I gotta sit down. I'm not talking. Drank a bunch of water, and I felt great. Like I felt
Good.
perfect. Locked back in. Hour later, like so, I finally felt better, and then stayed for another hour to like really feel better.
Yeah.
And then I took my friend home safely, and
Nice.
yeah. So that's that.
Lesson learned,
Fucking
drink
so-
water.
Yeah, no kidding. And sit down and don't talk.
Yeah.
It'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that fucking segment. The other thing I was thinking was, do you worry that since Truck already has a logo or like a, I guess you can call it like a logo, but
Yeah.
do you feel like you have to stick with that branding forever?
No.
Or do you feel like you could change the logo or at least incorporate it in a different way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what if, like, you discover over time, like, oh, this logo doesn't really, like, fit with the vibe, or, like, we want to push us in a different direction? Like, I don't know, how do you feel about that?
No, I feel like it would change if we ever did change it. I feel like it would change with like the sound that we have at the time, and
That'd be cool.
so it makes sense.
That'd be cool.
Because like there's a really cool Radiohead shirt that I saw on like Depop or something, and it was like an orange text, and the way that Radiohead looked on that shirt was way different than like and Rainbows sounds, like one of their albums. Like it was like an earlier like concept of their band, and they grew into something different. So I feel like it'll look it. We aren't like we're not like stuck to one specific.
I think
thing.
I think it's good to not. Well, one, obviously to not take anything too serious.
Yeah,
ever.
And that's a big reason why we made the band Truck.
That's so cool.
It's because it's like
so
kind of impossible to like. You can make fun of it, but it's like you're making fun of like it's kind of already making fun of itself.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like it kind of eliminates like us ever feeling like we're taking it too serious.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like
it's kind of an easy way
out. Do you
out.
feel like that ever like bites you in the ass? Because I feel like that sometimes too, where it's like,
it could.
For like Balloon, the next issue of like Balloon, for example, like I tried taking like really crisp, clean, like properly lit, good photos, like a super low ISO, so it's like as crisp as possible. But then I was like, I want to go for like a childlike. They're almost like sloppily done, and maybe that's just like subconsciously, like maybe I'm just like lazy. Yeah. But it also, in my opinion, like adds to the feel of the photo.
Yeah.
But then it's like I feel like that could bite me in the ass like really easily. That is super loud.
I wonder if they can hear that. You think they can?
Oh yeah, I think so. Sorry, they're fucking mowing grass outside or something or whatever the fuck they're doing.
Anyways.
Anywho.
But I don't know. I feel like if you like by taking those photos, I don't think it like cheapens what you've done.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And obviously, like I don't have like years and years of experience to where I can be like, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. But also, I can't. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
Who is anybody to say like you should have done this or this or that? Like, I wanted to do it like this, and maybe like what if it was literally just out of laziness? I was like, well, I was lazy, so I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, what does that change anything? What's the difference between I purposely did this because it adds to the message, and it looks lazy on purpose, versus I was just lazy, and this is what it looks like?
Yeah.
Is there?
I don't think so.
I don't think there has to be.
I mean, I think
there could be.
I think if you were,
but I think if it works in your favor,
yeah,
then it should be fine.
But also,
I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm a fucking lazy person. I don't know.
I feel like this is just something I've noticed, like with, like I'm on Instagram like a lot. Like I have an addiction. 100%.
I'm a Reels kid.
See,
I'll scroll the Reels all fucking day.
They'll get you, bro.
I'll get you. I'll catch myself for like 2 hours.
Yeah, dude.
But anyway, what were you saying?
But I follow a lot of like, you know, like some fashion magazines from like other schools. Like I follow this one called Strike in Chattanooga because I met this kid at a show and he was like a part of it. And I follow like UIndy, or I think it's UIndy, has one called like Up, and then there's one in Bloomington. I can't think of what it's called right now, but I've noticed like certain like it's like 3 or 4 year periods of like whoever is in charge or whoever like students are in it changes their aesthetic, and like right now is a huge like kind of like shitty like looking photo, but that's like that's part of it.
Yeah,
it's like they're not bringing in like a bunch of lights. They're like taking pictures of these people dressed in like kind of like indie sleaze, like early 2000s, like that kind of stuff. And
sorry, they like
fuck those
closer
lawnmowers.
and closer.
Oh shit! Now it's even closer,
dude.
Holy shit! That
is ridiculous.
Sounds like a tornado in there.
Loud. I hope this goes down as like they're like, okay, this is like cool that they're just recording anyway, instead of being like, holy fuck, this is annoying and unprofessional.
No, dude, if you out there are taking this too serious, fuck you. Stop listening right now. We hate
I love
you.
saying that, like, if you do this, then fuck you. I got that from one of my, it wasn't like a friend, but more like a classmate or whatever, but it was like, if you don't wish this person a happy birthday, then fuck
dude.
you.
Yes.
Or he said, yeah, wish this person a happy birthday, or whatever the fuck he said. But it ended with, or fuck you. Oh shit.
Beer number 2, baby.
Oh. There's not a better sound in the world. You know what's better than your first beer? The next beer.
I was gonna say something else.
Probably something inappropriate.
Probably.
Is the vibe I'm
Probably a
getting.
little bit inappropriate.
Anyway, if the lawnmower or whatever the fuck that is bothers you, then fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
If you're listening to this podcast, fuck you. Just kidding. Thank you.
What was I saying?
I don't know. Something about taking stuff too seriously.
Yeah,
or
I feel like
the
just-
magazine thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like... So, okay. To go back to photo now and, like, art classes. Me and Zach, a little background. Me and Zach, we're in a photo class. This is a conceptual photo class, and we're only going to make 3 or 4 pieces for a whole semester. And we got super into ideas and all that bullshit. So, in that class, we study, like... dude, fuck that. I don't even care.
No,
I don't even
I just
care.
can't not laugh.
Fuck them.
But it'll be okay for this. It's just funny right now. God, it's like, it's so fucking
Dude, the
loud.
lawnmower's inside right now, guys. He's mowing the couch.
I'm on my fucking carpet.
Was it okay? Photo now. Okay,
Photo
yeah.
now. We made 3 things all semester.
Yes. So in that class, we studied artists and like got into like their style, and style was a big part of that class, and that's what I'm getting at. Now, I don't think that style's gone away by any means, but I feel like there's like famous artists that we like look up to, and like they do things the way that they do it, and that's why they're famous. But now I feel like with, especially, I hate saying with social media because everyone always says that,
Yeah.
but it's true.
Yeah.
Like everyone does everything now on social media, and so like I don't think you're ever gonna like make something that like is really that original. Like you can have like an original, like the actual things that you're taking a photo of or the actual things you're making could be original, but like the ideas behind them, I don't know if they will be. But the reason I bring that up is because I feel like in that era of people making stuff, like they kind of just did one thing and they like really honed in on it. But now you're saying, is it weird to like change like your idea or like your aesthetic or whatever? And like, I don't think it is. I think that's like just part of living in today's age.
I was just thinking the other day, I was like, I worry that my style of making stuff is like too similar to somebody else, or it's not my own enough. But like you just said, like, is that even like possible? Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
What are they doing outside?
They're leaf blowing right now.
Why? Right now, like, no, honestly, like why right now? Like, because it's inconvenient
I just saw
for
the guy
me.
walk by with a blower.
Like, dude, it's, why is it so fucking loud?
It is loud as fuck.
Like, what if, I don't know, what, I don't know. I don't even.
The audio will be fine.
Like, for like the whole fucking time.
Do you think it's like really bad right now?
Let's see if we don't talk.
Okay,
let's
we're
see
gonna-
what it comes up as. This is
Okay,
me
so-
talking.
Oh,
and this
we're-
is when I'm talking back here. It's like, it's not even that much louder than the fucking. And then this
Yeah.
is me not talking.
Yikes.
Dude.
Well, I guess we just gotta talk really loud in here, so...
It's like, I thought about like, what if I close the blinds? that'll make him not be able to hear it anymore.
Well, now they got a leaf blower and a lawnmower going.
Dude, it's like,
The
what
floor is
the
literally
fuck
shaking
going
right
on?
Do you just wanna, like... Do you wanna keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna fight through it.
Okay, good.
Because I think it makes it funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it makes it funny. Hopefully it doesn't make it like totally like unlistenable.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fine.
I think it's fine. If not, they'll just skip in until
Dude.
it's, like, not fucked up.
There's gotta be a point where it's not terrible. That is crazy.
That is nuts. Oh.
Are they done? Hold on. I'm gonna step and see what they're doing. I think it's just the leaf blower. Oh, there's 2 leaf blowers and a fucking lawnmower.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Right? Like, literally right downstairs. Like, it could be, like, somewhere else in the complex first. It's, like, right where I'm trying to fucking record.
Oh, God.
I'll step on the balcony. I'm recording a fucking podcast! Maybe I'll give him a beer to bribe him and go somewhere else.
Come
like,
back
you guys,
an
like,
hour.
fuck off and
Yeah.
go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Start, like, literally anywhere else on the complex.
Yeah, that's bad.
Except for right here. Like, right outside.
Oh, I think they're leaking.
I say they got to be done soon. There's only so much grass around here. It doesn't help that there's like it's springtime, so the trees are blooming.
Yeah,
and all the fucking leaves are falling, so they're getting those.
Fuck them. All right, back.
Moment of peace.
That is nice now.
It's still there, but it's not as fucking loud as it was before.
Oh yeah,
much better.
It's like non-existent. Let's go.
Anyway, what are we drinking today?
I'm drinking some Miller High Life.
Now that the bourbon and apple crown is settled in our tummies a little bit.
Yeah, I can feel my eyelids relaxing.
Also, I'm not cutting out any of the lawnmower shit.
Good. Leave it in.
They're gonna be like, this is so hard to listen to.
They're gonna be in their car. And it's gonna be on like full blast.
Oh well. Is Miller High Life your go-to?
It is right now.
The champagne
of beers.
That's so interesting.
It's awesome. I like it.
1903.
It's a little bit heavier than regular beer.
What's the what's the percentage on this bad boy? 16 ounces, that's a beer and a third, right?
Yeah.
1 1/3 beers.
Yeah.
So if we have 3 each, we'll have 4.
It's only 4.6.
Huh.
Never mind.
So then what's the difference between this and Miller Lite? Is Miller Lite even lighter?
Well, usually like a Bud Light or whatever is like a 4.2. So this is like a little bit bigger. But I thought it was 5% because Coors is 4.2, like Coors Light, and then they have Coors Banquet, which is they're 5. They're heavier. But I think Miller High Life is the best out of all.
I think this is my first Miller High Life experience.
I don't like Miller, but I like Miller High Life. It's weird.
Like, you don't like Miller Lite?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the most like normal.
I know.
beer, which is like
it is. It's just like a very beer.
Yeah, I used to be a Michelob Ultra person.
Yeah,
but it's just like
some
it's
water
too
beer.
light for me now. Yeah, like it's too like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm a big beer guy now.
Yeah, same, bro.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
I love beer.
Do you like IPAs?
Yeah, I don't ever get them because I like to drink more than 2.
Yeah,
and not feel like fucked up.
But I think that's what's nice about light beer. You can be like, I had fucking 50 light beers, so it like sounds cooler. Like, I had 2 IPAs and I'm like fucked up.
Yeah, but I love IPAs when I go to a show. Like, I went to a concert recently and I got like an IPA, so I didn't have to go pee as much and I didn't have to pay as much.
There's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, it was basically like a shot and a beer in one, basically.
Yeah.
It feels like that.
Josh brought Guinness last time. It was good.
That's the best beer.
Really?
Like, on tap. Like, in a can, it's not. But on tap, like...
We had it from a can, but we poured it into glasses.
Okay, good.
Well, he poured it in glass. I might out of the can, but... I was like, I knew he was going to bring some, like, exotic
He would.
beer.
He would. That shit is so good, dude.
I like it. I can talk about beer, like...
Me
forever.
too. Me too, dude.
I need... Summer Shandy is what I want to be the official beer podcast.
I've never had that.
I will sell my soul and only ever drink Summer Shandy on the podcast if that means like they're the official sponsor.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be so fucking cool to be like, this episode's presented by Summer Shandy.
Have you done like research on like how to like boost the podcast?
Not. The short answer is no. I have. Like, I feel like it's just kind of like implied that like.
Like, do you want to boost it?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Like, I think there's something beautiful about like if it does kind of just like naturally take off and like people just kind of start to listen based on like just the content, because it's not professionally done, and it hopefully never will be.
Yeah.
But I think the content does have the power to like draw like an audience.
Yeah.
So part of me doesn't want to like push it too hard, but at the same time, like it'd be so cool to where this could be like a source of income or something.
Yeah.
And then have like sponsors and have like
Yeah, dude.
be able to make money from this that can fund like my art and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be like the fucking ideal life, where it's like record a podcast once or twice a week, which is like fun for me and beneficial for me, beneficial for the guest, beneficial for the people listening. Like I really do think like people can like, even when we're talking about like total nonsense, you can either like learn from it, have fun with it, or like relax to it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do think it's like beneficial.
I agree.
Even if it is like stupid or whatever.
That's actually okay. So I was gonna say earlier, but I forgot until just now.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you're doing this podcast because, when you first asked me, I was like, I said no.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really like want to do that. Like I don't know if I'd like. I feel like it'd be weird if I was like talking about myself for a long time, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I listened to Christians and I was like, this is kind of cool because like there's people in Evansville that we all know. Mm-hmm. And like if I like followed Josh on Instagram or followed Christian on Instagram, like but I never met them, mm-hmm. like this would be a way to like get to know them.
Yeah.
And like I feel like thinking of it as a local pod, like it's just like a radio station. Like thinking
mm-hmm.
of it like you're getting to know your DJ, like you're getting
mm-hmm.
to know whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think it's cool like that you're doing that. So
yeah, it's thank you. It's cool to see like another side of people.
Yeah.
Because you can see what they post and you can see
plus because like
what they share to the world. But this is like, more like laid back.
Yeah, and like I think it's like super nice because the way that I look on Instagram is not who I am. Mm-hmm. Like the way Christian looks on Instagram, the way you like.
You only post the good stuff. And
yeah.
You only post the
and
happy
like we
stuff.
treat Instagram as like a website basically. Like I feel like Instagram for like people that like make things, whatever that is. Like it could be decks, it could be wood building, it could be art, it could be anything. But people treat Instagram now as a website, so you don't actually get to know who they are. And like maybe you don't want to know, that's fine. But like. It used to be personal. Like, you follow your friends and whatever, and you post, like, just memes. Like, people... I used to post memes, bro. Like, and, like, no one does that anymore. You know, like,
it'd be like I'd only follow, like, my friends and people I know.
Yeah.
And now I follow, like, sports and...
Exactly.
Companies. And,
yeah.
Yeah. It's
so it's sad. Nice to, like, have a thing that, like... Like, when I saw the 40 views, I was like... So people... actually wanted to know about that person. Mm-hmm. Like
that's what's nice too, is
that's
like
awesome.
Like your friends will listen, and my friends will listen, and my friends who have never met you will get to know you like kind of a little bit, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
So even if it is forever, like it's stuck at this like 10 views, 20 views, whatever, I think there is still... I think I'm still providing something to the world, even if it's, like, small.
Definitely.
So, that's kind of
it's just fun.
the force. Yeah, it's not... And it's an excuse to, like, catch up or, like, hang out or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I don't know, have some beers with your friends. Like, yeah, it is really nice. So, I like to think I'm doing something good here. So.
Definitely. You definitely are.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for saying that. Also, I see the fucking leaf floor people walking further away, so...
Good.
This is good. I feel the beer.
Same.
Well, I feel all the drinks. We're mixing and matching. I'm wearing my Miller High Life shirt.
Over here taking some deep breaths.
I'm wearing my Miller High Life shirt today to celebrate.
Good.
Do you watch any...
New tattoo? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Isn't it awesome?
Dude, we're twins.
I was like, do you all...
Same spot.
Like, can you imagine you have like the same fucking tattoo on your
Dude, this is the best place for a tattoo ever.
I think it's pretty cool.
Like, I love this
I like
spot.
that.
Thanks, bro.
That's cool. What is it? Tell me about
it. It's a 1920s babe. Yeah, I got a babe on my arm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Mine's a sun. A little happy sun.
I like that.
What was I gonna say? Shit. I had something like somewhat valuable to ask. I don't know. I can't remember. But I do really like having no like form or anything, because I told Christian this and Josh too. Like I used to have like notes of like key like talking points, but I only did that for the first 2 episodes, and then I was like, I actually think I don't want to do this anymore, because I think it's just better to have like, we can talk about like whatever. And I think I'm
talk
like
about boobs and butts. Dude, let's talk about boobs and butts.
You can for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I really like. Anyways,
that's funny. What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I'm a good enough talker to where like I don't need to have like notes or whatever, and I can just like talk about whatever. And this is gonna take a dark turn.
Good.
Right now.
Good.
Because,
I've been waiting for some juicy
questions.
questions.
I was like, we're about to get juicy because
Good.
This isn't a question but a story. I don't know if you knew this about me, but I'm like a divorced child. Like my parents divorced when I was little. And you'll see how this is related in a second.
Same, by the way.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Jesus. I was like, God, whatever. Character development. Or whatever.
Yeah.
But luckily I was very, very young, so it kind of comes in waves, how it'll affect me really bad for like a couple days or like a day, and I'm like, man, like I kind of wish like my real dad was in my life or whatever. But then I'll switch to like, fuck him, him, I don't need him in my life. Excuse me. Anywho, we're on a phone call. I haven't heard from him, period, in like probably over like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Like the last one I remember was like 4th or 5th grade. And he came up here from Florida to Illinois and was like, took us to like the mall.
And this is in 5th grade?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a fucking long time ago. But that's the last in-person memory I have. But sometime before, like, this is how fucking foggy it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like so not in my life that like I can't even fucking remember.
Yeah.
I was on the phone. My sister was old enough to have a phone, but I wasn't because I was still a kid. So we called her, and I was like, she gets an hour on the phone with him, and I get an hour on the phone with him. And he's telling me, like, and I'm just a kid, and he was like, we're just talking, whatever. And he was like, you're a really good talker. He was like, you know how to keep a conversation, and, like, you ask questions, and, like, there's never, like, an awkward, like, pause where we're not talking. He's like, maybe I'm just, like, so curious of a person, or, like, I just keep on, like, asking questions, or I just love to talk, or whatever. So, I don't know. I don't think that I haven't, like, studied, like, public speaking, or, like, I haven't taken any, like, speech classes or anything like that. But I think for whatever reason, I do think that I am, like, a good talker. Or at least, like, a conversational speaker.
No, it's definitely
so I can just, like, talk and talk and talk.
I feel like there's people that naturally just, like, are just curious and are good at asking. I feel like, okay, this might get, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like people that are good at talking are also the people that wish people would ask them questions a lot. Like, I think that, like people, not that you don't get to ask questions about yourself, but I think that people that ask the good questions are in tune with what they want people to know about them as well.
I think that's valid. I would say that.
And I feel the same way. Like I'll ask questions. When I meet someone new, I'll ask them questions. And after, I'm like,
why didn't they ask me?
Why didn't they ask me about myself? You know?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, how are you?
Yeah.
Like, am I subconsciously, like, just hoping to get asked how I am so I can talk about whatever? But
yeah. And that doesn't, like, mean
I don't think
that
that's
you're,
a problem.
I don't think that you're, like, obsessed with attention. That's not what I mean. I just mean, like, I think that people that ask good questions know what people like want to be asked and like.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. Like, I would want to be asked this,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask somebody else this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, I think that's
And
good.
like some people like are just not that way, you know. Like,
Dude, it drives me nuts. I'm like, I was doing a orientation at work. So I'm like the new employee, like, onboarding person. So like, I get to know everybody like really well.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm their like, well, so there's somebody else that does like the paperwork part, and then I do like the fun stuff.
that's good.
Yeah, I know. It's so nice. It's like the ideal situation. But then sometimes some of the people aren't like as talkative as other people. And I find myself, I'm like talking, like asking questions, trying to have like fun and stuff. And they're just like not quite as talkative, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's like that. But I don't know. Like, I can't understand it because I just like, I can go and go and go and go forever.
Yeah.
And talk all day. Sometimes I'll talk so much that my mouth gets dry.
Really?
And I need to drink some water. Like, I'll just go and go. And go.
I always notice whenever I like am like talking a lot is whenever my cheeks hurt from smiling. Because like my go-to reaction to like anything is just to like laugh.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
yeah.
and after a conversation, my face will hurt. I'm like, damn, I was yapping it up.
That's fine. That's good though. I'd rather have that than to be like whatever the opposite would be. We're like, I don't know.
You just leave and nothing happened.
That'd be so fucking boring. How do you feel like you're, and this is like going back to like the divorced parent thing, but does that affect you at all now as a
23.
3-year-old?
I'm about to be 24 in like a month. I feel like they got divorced whenever they split up the first day of freshman year of high school.
Oh shit! So
I
like
was older,
much older. Yeah.
I'm the oldest sibling of 3 other siblings, so I feel like the way that it affected my youngest brother, he was like 8, and I was 14. So I feel like it like affected him a lot differently than me. I feel like I had to like be like a parent a lot, you know, I got to grow up faster, all that kind of stuff. But I don't feel like it affects. I've never like really, if anything, it's helped me like to get the validation from my parents. Like,
I agree.
Like knowing my dad came to one of the art shows and like actually like came
Like
and,
your actual birth father?
Yeah, like they both live in Newburgh.
Oh,
like, I see them
okay, I got
pretty
you.
regularly.
Yeah.
But my dad doesn't like, he's not into art, you know, he doesn't like get it and all that kind of stuff. So for him to like come and like actually see it, that meant a lot to me. But I feel like getting that validation from my parents, like as much as I hate to say it, is like one of the biggest like motivators for it. It's like the same thing, like you break up with someone and like when I like broke up with my ex-girlfriend, like I was like, okay, now I gotta have the like, I didn't tell anyone this, but I was like, I gotta have the best show ever.
Yeah.
Show her that I'm doing good.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
that's valid. Like,
yeah,
that's totally valid.
And I think that is a huge motivation for a lot of stuff. It's not the reason I make art, but
yeah, but it's a nice. I don't know. I think it's good to have something like fire you up. And I don't know.
Definitely. But no, I don't feel like I ever make stuff about being in a divorced family. Well, I guess I do. I guess some of the photos were like, yeah, actually I do. I never really thought about it.
Sometimes it does in ways that you don't think
yeah,
about it, doesn't it?
I guess, yeah, it definitely has affected the art I make.
Yeah, I obviously made like a lot of like cancer chemo art, and I think I talked about this on like my episode with Katie Watts, but I think for now I'm okay with like putting that, at least like, I'm not gonna say I'm like done forever with that, but at least like putting it on pause. And then I think it would be valuable for me to make art about like my experience, like being like a divorced child, and then having to like meet like a new father figure, and then growing up with like knowing that like as you get older, because you're a kid, and like I was I don't know how, I must have been like four or five when my parents split up, and then I was 6 when they remarried, like when my mom remarried.
Okay.
So luckily I was very young, so I didn't really understand, and I kind of go to school and like you don't know.
Did you
anything.
like your stepdad?
Yeah, my stepdad might as well be my real dad.
Okay,
like
that's good.
Yeah, so, and I have like some very early memories. We were at like, I want to say it was like Panera or something. Like the first time I ever met him. Isn't that such a fucking weird experience? It's like, okay, you're gonna meet like your new like father figure.
Yeah.
Like that's so
Yeah.
weird. Like nobody should ever have to like meet a new father. And obviously like in my case I do think it's like for the better. I have no idea why
Really?
they split up.
Still?
And eventually I do want to ask my mom, like, I don't know. I don't think my mom would ever listen, maybe, but I don't know. If she's still not listening to this, like, I do want to ask you, Mom, like, I don't know. Eventually I do want to ask, like, why did you guys split up?
Yeah. I did that recently, actually.
Oh, shit,
No,
really?
I actually recently did that with my mom.
Did that go okay?
Yeah. It was good. Like, you learn a lot about, like, just... Because you gotta think, like, we're 23. You're 22, 23?
I'm 23 now.
You're
Wait,
like,
how old am I? I'm 23.
You're 23. Like, they're, like, maybe... Like, my mom was 27. So, like, 4 years from now, like, think of us in that situation. Like, the way we would handle that, like, I don't know how I'd handle that situation, you know? So, like, hearing your parents describe it to you through the lens of a 20-year-old is like, oh...
That's
like,
not much different than we are right now.
No. And so I feel like it's really healthy to, like, talk to your parents about that because it's like, whoa, like...
Shit.
They had no idea what they were doing either. Like, they were trying to help the best they could.
Maybe I gotta ask her. Like,
should.
Fuck. That's gonna be a tearjerker.
You should, dude.
Fuck. Yeah.
I feel like it would help.
I always just... What I've been telling myself was that, like... Because I ended up going with, like, my mom and my mom's side of the family. And then, like, my dad moved to, like, a different state or whatever. So what I've been telling myself is that, like, regardless of what the reason is, like, this is better than me having to, like, go with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe he wasn't, like, as responsible or...
Yeah.
I don't know. I there could be a million different reasons or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. Right now I tell myself, like, I just really can't wrap my head around it. Like, maybe I do need to ask my mom, like, because I am just like why? Like, why would that happen?
Yeah.
That, I think and this might be pretty obvious, but, like, not knowing something in general is, like, scary or sad or whatever, because, like, I had, like, a high school girlfriend, and then, like, kind of just, like, broke up with me, like, out of the blue, like, from my perspective, was, like, totally out of nowhere, and it was like, hey, like, I just want to be done, and I was like, what the fuck? And then for, like, we literally only dated for, like, 3 months, so it was, like, the most, like, meaningless, like, relationship ever, but, like, for, like double the time we dated, like 6 months, it drove me fucking crazy, being like, why did she break up? Like, what did I do? Not knowing why, because I never knew why. And she was like, oh, like, I think we need to be done, blah, 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 whatever. And it drove me fucking crazy. And I like, to this day, like, I don't actually know why.
Yeah.
But I've came up with my own, like, reasons for why. And I think at the time, I am willing to share this because whatever, but at the time I was like 17 and I was a very, like, innocent or whatever. And I think she was more, like, developed.
Whoa.
But I think I was just like,
she wanted something that you weren't, like, actually able to give her yet.
Yeah.
But you didn't know. It wasn't your fault. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I didn't even have, like, a first real makeout sesh till I was, like, 19.
Dude, I was gonna say, like,
I lose my virginity till I was 20.
Yeah, I was 19.
20.
Josh asked me the last time as a joke, but I never actually answered. But yeah, I was 19, which I feel like, I guess, is like a late bloomer.
It is.
I guess.
Dude,
kids fuck when they're like 14.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I remember in middle school,
That's crazy.
Guys talking about girls giving them blowjobs in middle school.
I was like, what? I was like, I barely even knew what that was.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way, dude. I feel like I didn't actually hit like full puberty, like sexual puberty, like until I was like 20. And I know a lot of dudes, like I've told people that and they're like, what the fuck? But I've also talked to people, and now you, like,
Yeah.
that's like pretty normal.
Yeah, I think maybe just because it's me and like that's my experience, but I'm like, it's better that way.
I think it is.
But I
think
really
it
do
is
think it's
in the
better that
long
way.
run.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of sad. You're like a 13 or 14-year-old.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I was
like, whoa.
playing with wooden sticks. I was making spears in my backyard, dude. I bought throwing knives from Amazon. I was obsessed with throwing knives, dude. I was obsessed with throwing. I actually found one recently. I was mowing my dad's grass, and I found one that was all rusted.
Like in the grass?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was in
that's
the
funny.
dirt, like
That's
buried.
funny.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god,
That's
dude.
cool.
It was. I threw it out of the tree. I had to.
That's such like a boy thing to do. Like,
No, I
throw a
picked
knife
it up.
at a
I threw it.
tree.
I was like, shit. But yeah, I think you should talk to your mom.
That's funny. I think so too.
I think it'd be good.
Have you gotten the fake toll scam?
Oh yeah,
text?
like 3 times.
Dude, I low-key fell for it a little bit.
Really?
Because my mom, this is how it's related. Because my mom texted me about a real toll thing that I owed because she got a letter in the mail. I get if you get a letter in the mail from these toll things, that's real.
Yeah.
A text message is not real.
Yeah.
Do not reply to a text message.
Actually, I got one like 3 days ago.
I replied to one because they sent me the text like days after I just paid the real ones.
Oh really?
So that was good fucking timing. So I think that's their strategy. But yeah, I was like, my mom texted me. She's like, we got like these letters in the mail. You have like 6 unpaid tolls or whatever. I owed like $80. I was like, fuck, whatever. Like these are from like November, and like I just now got them. So I was like, what the fuck? I haven't gone through a toll in months.
Yeah.
But I clicked on the website. There's like literally like a photo of like my car.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, this is real. I was like, this isn't a fucking scam. So I paid those, and then like days later, I get a text, and it's like, you have unpaid tolls from such and such, like easy toll, whatever. I was like, fuck. And it's like, reply Y to get your thing. And I was like, why?
No.
But I never like sent them money because I was like, but I just paid my toll. So luckily I didn't send them money, but now they know that like I'm like kind of like suspect to scam.
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna like keep sending me
you'll
shit.
definitely get more texts.
Dude, I keep getting ones too. Like these ones are tricky because it's shit that like I've actually like is really, really close to like shit that I've actually done. There's one from like a dermatologist. I had like a pimple thing on my chest that wouldn't go away, so I got it like removed. And that reminds me of something I'll talk about in a little bit. But I got it removed. The place is called like Derm Plus. Mm-hmm. And under my impression, my insurance like covered all of it, like all of it. Or like maybe I'd owe like $20. But I was under the impression that it was all paid for from whatever circumstances or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like 6 months to a year later, like I'm getting texts on my phone that like there's a debt collector coming after you for Derm Plus, blah blah blah.
What?
And I was like I paid for this shit years ago.
That's crazy.
Or like 6 months ago or whatever. So I've never replied. And they've been texting me like a debt collector, like over and over and over.
Jesus.
Well, like one of the first times I did click on the thing, but it looked like such a fucking sketchy website that I was like, this can't be real. So I never sent, like I might owe them whatever amount of money for removing my fucking pimple on my chest. But I never sent it to them. So if there is a debt collector coming after me, I'm not avoiding it on purpose. It just really seemed like a scam. So maybe you should make yourself more authentic.
Yeah.
Or like seem more real, because it really did seem like. But then also like there's I don't know if it's like local or like nationwide or whatever, but like Aspen Dental.
Yeah.
I went there for like gingivitis cleaning, and I probably need to go for like another one because I have like really puffy gums or whatever. But I went there for a gingivitis cleaning, and again, I went. My insurance covered whatever percentage of it, and then I paid the same day I had my operation or whatever, like $180. So then I'm like, okay, like I paid for it and it's done.
Yeah.
And I get text like months later, and it's like, your bill from Aspen Dental is due.
What?
I was like, I paid that shit the day of.
Yeah.
So I never clicked on it, but I keep getting texts like once every, like maybe like once a month, and it's like,
wow.
your bill from Aspen is due. Your bill from Aspen is due. And I'm like, no, it's not. but then I'm like, well, what if it actually is? And then like, what if whatever I owe is like growing because I'm not paying it? I'm like, I mean, well, like it seemed like a scam, but that's the fucking world we live in. It's like, you don't know if you're getting fucking scammed or not. Yeah. So what if you are missing out on?
You can make numbers like blocked. Like if you swipe over and delete, you can click block or block and scam or whatever. And I think you won't get the notifications from them.
I need to do that, I think.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times for like previous stuff. And I don't know if I've just like used like sketchy websites, and then I'm like suspect to more scams.
They got your number and your email and your fucking birth certificate.
It's scary. It's scary to think like what kind of info they might have. Like it's probably so easy to like breach into like whatever websites and then like get
it definitely
all kinds of
dude.
Personal info.
It's scary to think about.
Is that beer still cold?
Yeah. Relatively.
Yeah. I'll drink it. Nice. Also, to spill a little bit. Both had our spillage. What was I gonna say? Oh, have you ever had like a medical like scare or like issue? Or
recently.
Yeah. What was it? If you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's funny. So, there was like this period of time, probably like a year ago, where I would pee like nonstop, and the like shaft of my cock would fucking hurt.
Oh god.
And it would like in the middle of my wiener, bro, like middle. Okay, and like I was like, dude, maybe I'm like dying, like maybe I have cancer. So I went to the doctor. And they did like...
I'm glad you went, because a lot of people probably wouldn't go.
Well, I was so scared, dude. It's like, I was peeing like a lot. Mm-hmm. But I also like always keep a hydro flask on me, and like I always have water. So maybe I was like, maybe it's just like that. So I go to get like an x-ray, and there's nothing on the x-ray. And they're like, it's probably nothing, like it'll be fine. So it keeps happening for like another 2 months. So I go back in, and I'm like, telling them, and they're like, well, we could do...
This is not normal.
Yeah. I was like, they're like, we could do a scope. So...
What does that mean?
Dude. So I go into Deaconess, okay? Like, full-on hospital mode, okay? Yeah. And I'm in, like... It's like, it was characterized like a procedure. Like, it wasn't just like a checkup.
Yeah.
And I go in, and I lay down, and they give me, like, laughing gas, but like not enough to put me out, so I was still awake this whole time. Okay.
Oh fuck! I don't like where this is going.
I'm naked. Okay. I have a gown on, but they pull it up, and they put a fucking camera. They put a camera in my wiener hole, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
they put a whole ass. They scoped my fucking dick, bro.
God.
Yeah. So they put a camera, dude, and I'm
shit.
I'm like kind of like out of it.
Yeah.
But over the doctor's head is this like one of the screens.
So you're watching what's happening.
I'm watching the camera go inside my hole, dude.
Oh my god.
And dude, it hurt so bad.
I bet, dude.
And because they like numb.
Oh, dude, that makes me like uncomfortable.
They gave me like a numbing shot, okay, and it like kind of worked, but it was only not to get like TMI.
No, it's at this point where it's hard to.
You're right. But it only like affected like the base of the genitalia region. So like the tip and like the actual shaft was like not numb.
Oh.
And so when they put it in and they went into it, like they went down it, and like when they pulled it out, it like popped. And it like there was like liquid. Like they had to like dude, it was like they put this like weird saline shit in there. It was like neon orange. And when they pulled it out, it shot everywhere. Like it hit me in the face. And I'm just like laying on this table like half like high as fuck, and just like there's like four surgeons in there. And
you're like
then,
pissed all over yourself.
Yeah, basically, yeah, and all over them. And
my god!
I go to the bathroom after because like it felt like I had to pee again. Yeah. So I went to go pee, and when I'm peeing, the tip of my dick started fucking bubbling, like it was farting, bro. And I walked outside. And I looked at the nurse. I was like, is it normal if it like bubbled? And the nurse looked at me and said, "Did it feel like your dick was farting?" She said that. I'm not lying.
She said dick?
Yes. She's like, did it feel like your dick was farting? And I was like, honestly, yeah, I did. And she was like, "Oh, it's fine. Like there's just air bubbles in there. Like it'll be fine."
Oh my god.
So
holy shit.
Another week went by. And like it just like it went fine, and I think it was like me like mentally thinking like I have something wrong, but yeah, I went through. It was like 4 months of my life where I was like dealing with like going to the doctor and figuring that out, and it was nothing, and then I had to pay for it.
That's fucking annoying.
But yeah,
that's crazy. That's
getting a camera.
Like your dick was farting.
No, dude. I was like, where am I right now? Like.
That feels like I could not make that up if I fucking tried.
No.
Like to come up with like someone told me like, all right, come up with the most ridiculous like medical procedure or whatever. Or like, oh my dick was farting and I pissed all over myself.
I know.
I could not come up with that.
If that was in a show, it would be like this would never happen. But it fucking did, dude. And it hurt.
I bet.
For a week.
I thought what you were gonna say was they put the camera in through like the backside or something.
No, that would have been much better.
Holy shit.
No, it went in my wiener hole.
That feels so like that should not be something that ever has to happen.
Nope.
Imagine being a doctor too and you're like,
I know.
Gotta do dude. Well, I bet they do this shit all the time.
And like whenever I went in I was like there's like a whole fetish of like there's like,
doctors that do that shit.
Well, have you ever heard of sounding?
Oh yeah.
So like, but when you're doing that, you're like hard, and like in this situation, I was soft.
Okay, that's.
And I was like, how did they like hold it?
That's what
and,
I was
like get it in there,
yeah. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I think it'd be much easier if you were like hard.
Yeah, but no, I wasn't. I was numb.
Dude,
they just like manhandled my junk.
That's because I had my left testicle removed.
Yeah,
and I was like before I went to sleep, I was like they're gonna be like touching my shit like a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and honestly, knowing you actually like made me like subconsciously go to the doctor because I was
nice.
I was
good.
Oh my god, like I know someone that's had this issue, like
Good.
because I thought I had like dick cancer or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't, but
good. I'm glad that like what I went through can benefit somebody.
Yeah,
to, like,
it definitely did. I was thinking about it the whole time.
Christian mentioned something similar too because he had the thing in his.
Dude, he gets crazy about
and
medical
he was like,
stuff.
He's like, fuck. He's like, well, like he told me, he's like, well, if Zach did whatever he did, like, then I guess I gotta fucking do it too.
Yeah.
So I guess like that really means a lot to me that like what I went through wasn't like for nothing.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So
it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, that's powerful to me. I just went to from remission from like my cancer and chemo treatment, for the first 2 years I was getting blood work every 2 to 3 months and then a scan, like a whole body scan every 6 months for 2 years. So like checking, making sure that's like still gone. And it was good. Like everything's good for like 2 years. And under my impression everything is still good. but I haven't gotten blood work done in probably about a year. So after the first 2 years, they told me, okay, now you can do, instead of every 2 months, you can do every 6 months. And I think I got blood work done very, very early last summer. So not the most recent summer, but the summer before. So I haven't gotten blood work since then.
Yeah.
Which is like fucking scary.
Yeah.
So then like the more time that goes on, like when I'm getting blood work every 2 months, I'm like, oh, it's just my regular, like whatever.
Yeah.
But now that I've put, like, I was so scared to go. So the situation was I was back home, and then like I'm at USI, but I would like go home every like holiday, and then every summer. So I can get blood work every like 2 to 3 months very easily. But now I'm just living in Evansville, and I haven't like switched to like a primary doctor down here. So I haven't like subconscious. I guess it was like on purpose, because I was so fucking scared. Like I was like, what if I get my blood work done and they're like, you gotta do this shit again?
Yeah.
Like that's fucking scary.
But wouldn't it be better to know that than?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But it's still like,
yeah,
I don't know. But I finally, like, I guess like, I don't know, maybe I just want somebody to be like proud of me or like happy for me that I did. But finally, the other day, I guess 2 or 3 days ago now, 4 days ago, I was like, okay, I gotta fucking call a doctor, or I gotta set something up. And the day after, I was like, so I set a reminder on the like Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't want to say her name because it's gonna go off.
Yeah.
But Alexa. But I set a reminder for noon that was like, all right, at noon, call a doctor and set up your fucking blood work. And it came on literally, and it was like, here's your reminder. And before I could even say anything, I was like, turn off, because I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't hear it, and I was like, I just couldn't handle it in the moment. I've been putting it off for like months and months because I'm just fucking scared. And then like hours later, I was like, it's kind of just like a rip the Band-Aid thing. That's been my mentality. Like whenever I have to do something difficult, I'm like worried about it. If I just try to be like, you just gotta do it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
So
definitely,
I'm sitting there and I put it off. The reminder went off at noon, and it's like 2 or 3 o'clock, and I'm sitting there, and from noon up until 2 or 3, I was like my mood kind of changed because I knew I was like supposed to do this thing. I hadn't done it, and eventually I was just like, fuck. So I stood up, called like Deaconess in general, and I was like, I need to set up a primary doctor, and I need to get my blood work done. I was like, I have cancer remission, blah blah, I need to get blood work. And it was like the easiest fucking phone call ever. Yeah. So I was like kind of nervous for nothing. But it was like,
good.
Yeah, but she was like, we'll get you set up with a primary doctor. You'll meet with them on April, like whatever next Tuesday is when I go. She's like, we'll get you set up. You're going to meet with him and then get your blood work done. I was like, okay.
Next Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. And then I hung up and I started crying like crazy because I was like, one, I was proud of myself that I actually fucking finally like called a doctor and I'm like trying to take action. But then I was also like, it is so fucking scary. Yeah. Like I cannot even like put into words, like having gone through like cancer and chemo once already, to be like, just the thought of like, what if I have to do that again? Like, you would never call a fucking doctor again. Like,
yeah.
Even though like we just said like it is better to know than to not know, so you can at least like do something about it. But dude, like the fear of potentially having to go through it again, like it's so strong. Like I've never been so scared of anything in my life. So I mean, sorry to take a fucking dark turn, but I was like, dude, that shit is fucking scary.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Jesus. So hopefully, like, I don't know. I hope one day we can get to a point where like nobody ever has to go through that shit. But I have a theory that the medical, like, I think they could have like cured like every cancer by now. I just think that they
have you seen
try to keep it they try to treat people instead of cure people.
Yeah.
In
Have
my-
you seen the Common Side Effects? The
Mm-mm.
HBO show with this guy. It's like an animated show.
Mm-mm.
And it's like the character in the show finds a mushroom that like cures everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's about him trying to like keep this mushroom away from Big Pharma,
Mm-hmm.
and Big Pharma finding out and like tracking him down to like kill him and take the mushroom so they
Mm-hmm.
can keep making money off of
Dude, it's so
pills.
fucked up. And I've heard shit about that, like in real life.
Yeah, really?
I've heard some kind of stuff about like medical stuff, but I've heard stuff about like, and this could be like totally untrue, but I've heard shit about like a water powered car,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like this car can run on water, which is like a infinite resource.
Yeah.
And then like the car spits out vapor, which comes back down as water, and it's like so good for the environment. It works and everything, or whatever. Like
Yeah.
whatever the fuck the situation is. But then like oil companies like literally like fucking killed the guy.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're gonna keep making oil because it's making us money.
Yeah.
But I think even if that specifically isn't true, and like the medical shit isn't true, there is 1,000,000,000% shit like that goes down in real life where like something could be solved super easily, but these like fucked up companies are like trying to just make money from it.
Yeah.
So then they will literally kill people just to keep making money.
Yeah.
Which is super fucked up. If you kill people, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you guys.
If you're a big corporation listening to this, fuck you. Make a water powered car.
No, it definitely exists. It has to.
God. These drinks
There-
are
I mean,
hitting me hard.
There's no way that there's this many people on Earth and this many scientists and they haven't figured out something.
Yeah.
You know, like-
yeah. Like all you can do is like treat cancer. It's
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. And obviously it's like much more deadly than I can like ever imagine, and like much more complicated than I can think, but I don't know. Like you just said, like there's all these smart people in the world.
Yeah.
Like surely there's gotta be something somewhere. But
Definitely.
the drinks are kind of kicking my ass.
Bro's about to fall asleep.
That's funny. How was your moving from your old apartment to your new apartment?
It was good.
Experience, like
The new place is nice, except for the maintenance took forever to fix shit.
oh,
So
that's kind of
it's-
annoying.
Yeah, it was the AC and everything was broken.
Ooh.
We didn't have hot water for like a while. We kind of got fucked, honestly.
Did you just have to pay like normal rent and everything, or did they kind of give you like a bit of a freebie?
Well, we already got a discount because they had like a move-in special.
Oh,
before
nice. I
like
gotta
we
find
moved in
one of
on
those.
fucking December 20, Christmas Eve.
Oh shit.
So it was just because my brother and his girlfriend got cats, and
Yeah.
our old place didn't allow cats,
Yeah.
so they caught us, and so we had to move out. So we like
That's
picked
crazy.
one.
That's
Don't recommend.
fucking crazy, yeah.
Don't recommend not going someplace without really checking it.
That's crazy.
So, but
When I moved in here, it was like they were telling me how somebody tried. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, or maybe like it was like a 2-bedroom, but there was like a large closet, and they found a third person sleeping in the
What?
closet, and they like kicked all of them out because it's supposed to only be 2 people, and 2 people signed the lease, but they had a third person living in the closet.
that's crazy. I don't really get that because like
What's the problem
if you have
with that?
kids.
Yeah.
Like if I had a 2-bedroom apartment and I had 3 kids, like I would sleep in the master, and let's say I had 3 kids
And all
in
the
the
kids
other room,
sleeping, yeah.
like they wouldn't kick me out.
I
Like,
think that situation might be a bit different, but yeah,
I guess we could have been kicked out too because my brother's girlfriend didn't ever like sign the lease either. Like she just kind of moved in with us.
yeah.
We split it 3 ways and it made it cheaper. So
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense
Yeah.
from the money standpoint.
But even still, like,
get over yourself.
exactly, like the way like when I signed the lease, it was like it's from November to November, and it's like you owe from this day until the day that the lease is up, you owe this amount of money. So it's like, to them, it's just like, okay, you're here for a year and you're going to pay us this much money.
Yeah.
Which is like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, this place is $850 a month for 12 months. So 850 times 12, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah. Wait, $850 for you? Like,
as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's not bad.
it's really not bad, but what if there were 3 people living in a 1 bedroom?
Yeah.
And then it's like, then they find out, they're like, okay, I think what their situation is they're like, we could be making much more money from 3 people.
Yeah.
Which is like super fucked up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're a business and you gotta do what you gotta do, but it's like, I don't know. Where do you draw the line from, like, I'm a business that needs to make money to operate and I need to make a profit, versus, like, being a good person and, like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's stupid. I could never own an apartment complex. It'd be so much fucking
Dude, I bet
bullshit.
they're fucking rolling in money. Like,
I bet they're making a lot of money, but, like, just dealing with, like, people complaining and, like, keeping up with maintenance.
my air conditioning's broken. My
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah is broken, yeah. Luckily, I haven't had to complain about anything.
Yeah, my first place was no issues ever. The second place is issues constantly.
I was just thinking the other night when I was at Bud's, when you and I were there, and then we went to your place after, and I had, like, mud all over my pants.
Dude, you were sloshed. Do you remember throwing up in the cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling I think that was, like, one of the last times I was there before I went recently. And I was just telling my friends I went with, I was like, the last time I was here, I was, like, bent over on the table, throwing up into, like, a little, like, drink cup.
Uh-huh. We would rotate the cups.
Yeah. And the bouncer was like, you gotta get out of here.
You gotta go.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm trying to go. I was like, I'm obviously, like, fucked up.
Yeah, that was nuts.
He's like, you gotta get him out of here. I was like, I'm trying to fucking go. But then it was weird because, like, I got in the Uber and, like, everything was fine.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, I still felt, like, fucked up, but, like, I wasn't throwing up or anything anymore. So it's like, that was weird.
Yeah. Last time I was at Butts, I made out with a girl on a dance floor in front of all my friends.
That's the worst. Happens to the best of
bad
us.
times.
In the moment, you're like, "This is awesome," and then, like,
well, I didn't even like necessarily want it to happen. I was just, like, dancing, and, like, she was just there, and then all of a sudden it was happening.
Yeah.
And so I haven't been back to Buds in months and months and months.
Me too. Besides the other night, but I don't want to go back for a long time.
Yeah, it's a bad place.
It is. It really is. I was like,
it's
just so slimy. And this probably goes for, like, any bar ever, or, like, dance club bar or whatever. But it's like some people that go there, like, obviously there's, like, people like you and I that go every now and again to have, like, a good time or, like, let loose or whatever. But there are people that go there to, like, with bad intentions.
Yeah,
or, like,
definitely.
Just shitty, bad people. Like,
lots
so
of weird ass dudes.
Yeah.
They
And,
just
like,
sit
you'll
there at the
go,
tables.
and every time I go, I see, like, 4 or 5 people that are, like, always there. And, like, those people are fucking weird. Like,
yeah,
they're, like, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable, for
it's
sure.
bad. It's like, my friend, AJ in truck works at Mo's house, and, like, there's regulars at Mo's house, but they're, like...
But that's, like, a nice, like, sit-down bar.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
They're, like, people that, like, come in, and they're retired, and, you know, they, like, sit at the bar and, like, shoot the shit. They're not there to, like, fucking get boners on the table looking at college girls dancing.
Jesus.
Like,
yeah. God.
There's a lot of weird dudes.
There's
at
one guy,
Buds.
the blonde guy with, like, hair to, like, his, like, neck or whatever, that's always leaning on the jukebox.
No.
Like, right near the newest dance floor.
No.
Every single time I'm there, ever since I'm 23 now, ever since right when I was 21 and started going to Bud's, like, pretty consistently, I'm not even kidding you, there's never been a time at Bud's where he was not there. And unless he's, like, some sort of, like, undercover, like, cop or something, like, what it seems like is really weird.
That's bad.
Because he's always there in the same spot, just, like, leaning up against, like, the jukebox. It's weird, which is like right near the dance floor, so it's like definitely like just like looking at everybody.
Yup. Classic.
Weird as fuck. Like it's so uncomfy, and the girls will go there and just be like, "Oh my god, I'm so drunk." And it's like they don't realize like there's some fucking weirdos there.
Yeah.
Like, it's such an uncomfy place.
It is.
I don't like it.
I gotta go pee.
I do too, but you can go ahead.
Okay.
I'll keep this rolling. I'll find something to talk about. We're drinking Miller High Life today. I'm wearing my Miller High Life racing shirt from American Eagle. I do love American Eagle clothes. I think almost all my wardrobe is from American Eagle. I work at American Eagle currently. I love it there. I love all my coworkers. If you're a coworker from my American Eagle and you're listening to this, I love you. I love going to work. I love driving to work every single day. It's so good. We have some really good clothes. Hopefully me talking about working there doesn't get me fired or anything because I'm drinking beer on this podcast. But I am a responsible adult, and I think I should be allowed to have a beer or two with my friend. Anyway, I need to ask... I'm going to go to the bathroom. Hopefully I remember. I need to ask Ethan if he watches Formula One racing. But now I'm going to go to the bathroom. Now that you're back.
Yup.
Ethan's grabbing more beer, is what it seems like.
One more beer.
I'm going to go pee. I'm not cutting any of this out because I like to keep it authentic. And hopefully he doesn't say anything like totally ridiculous that I just need to cut out. Yeah, talk about that. Talk about whatever you're seeing right now.
Oh my god.
I'm going to the bathroom.
He's got WWE action figures down here. Holy shit. Rubber bands. Dude, this thing is awesome. Who we got in here? Let's see. This guy with this shirt that says Yeet. Dude, the freaking bottom of it bounces too. Oh my god. I feel like as a kid I would have killed for this. That is so sick. I was never really into WWE, but I feel like that would have been fun to play with. All right, we're back. Got my brewski. Zach's unleashing the floodgates. Hope you guys are having a good day. Yeah, that's sick as fuck.
Dude, do you watch WWE?
No.
Dude, you gotta watch it.
I never really was into it,
dude,
but like that is
start
sick
watching.
as fuck.
You gotta start watching. Did you know that those are for Do you know that those are for the next balloon?
Well, okay. Christian said a long time ago that you were talking about doing something with like action figure with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that was like 2 years ago, damn near.
Yeah, I've had this idea for a long time, and I'm finally doing it.
Good.
I'll show you the pictures because they're on my phone. Once this is over, but dude, it's like at first, and like I was saying earlier, it's like very like crisp, clean, like well photo. But I was like, I dropped that idea, and it's like I turn my ISO like pretty high up, and I use like clamp lights to light it.
Yeah.
And it's like a very like homemade still life action shots of like the wrestlers, dude. It's so cool. All I need to do is shoot the cover and then it's done. Because I have all the internal photos, dude. It's so cool. It's so.
Did you get that?
Cool.
Did you buy that light?
Yes. The silver dish part was like $6, and then the bulb was like $12. It's like a 300 watt like white light bulb. It's pretty bright.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I want to see that,
dude. Yeah, I can't wait to show you the pictures. Some of them are pretty fucking cool, if I say so myself.
Good.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to put it out to the world. It's just all I have to do is shoot the cover, and then like once I get paid again, I'll order the printed copies.
Yeah.
And this relates to what I was saying earlier about like truck and the logo. Excuse me. And having to like stick with the branding or whatever. Like the first 2 issues of Balloon were very similar, and it's kind of like created this like formula, but this one's like different because it's not real human models anymore, which is like a big change.
Yeah.
And then the first 2 were 8.5 by 11 and it's 12 pages total, because when you're printing a booklet, it has to be a multiple of 4, like no matter what. So it's 12 because there's front cover, back cover, the 2 internal, like there's 4 text pages and 2 covers, which is 6 pages already.
Yeah.
And then there's only 6 internal photos, so 12, which is multiple 4. This one, and 2 for the first 2 balloons, each photo was only on 1 page.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked perfectly for 12 pages. But this one, I'm like almost changing everything. And instead of like a small photo with a white border on the page, this is what I'm so excited about. Every photo is a full page spread, which is so like I'm so fucking excited, dude. It's gonna look so like you'll open up and it'll be like a big photo, like that'll be fucking cool. Yeah. But it's also gonna be a bit smaller of a page size too, so it's like more like intimate as well. So
more of like a zine feel.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a zine the whole time. But the way I had it was a little bit more like clean and crisp. Like me changing it now is me setting myself up for the future to be able to do like it can take whatever form I want it to take. I didn't want to like fall too hard in the trap of like what it had been previously. So that's why I was like, now I have all these ideas. If I change, because I was so worried about changing what it was, like, well, this doesn't make sense to compare it to like what it was. Yeah. But I think now is actually the perfect time to change it because it's early enough to where it wouldn't be like a total shock.
Yeah.
So then it can be, and what I think is beautiful about that and the podcast and anything ever, and like anything that I do, is like, I think there's something really beautiful and strong about not having too much form or like structure, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And which again, like maybe I'm just like a lazy person or something.
No, I mean,
I don't know. I think there's something really strong about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like people that, I mean, when you think of like Thrasher or you think of like a big magazine, they have an algorithm of sorts, but like each time you get another one, they're all different and like, but they have the same name. Like I don't think it like.
I think the thing that keeps it together, and again I talked about this kind of with Katie Watts, is like the thing that keeps it together. Like you might, as an artist, if you're an artist, like you might feel like you might need to have like a visual theme that's like recurring, that you feel like you need to use to keep things coherent or whatever. But really, like you as the artist and just knowing that it comes from you is the thing that keeps it coherent.
Yeah.
So
me and Christian talk about that all the time. Like I feel like people, I listen to Christians and he said it, like people don't care about the art unless they care about you. Like they, like if I took a picture or something, sure, someone in the world might like the photo, but like people like my favorite artists that I look up to, like, I mean, I watch so many YouTube documentaries on like in interviews of bands artists. Like that's like always spend my time doing. Like I love like biography, stuff like that, and like the biggest reason why I like the stuff that they make is because I like them as a person.
Exactly.
So I feel like if someone likes you as a person, then they're gonna like what you make. Like I have a bunch of friends. I wouldn't even call them necessarily friends, but people from high school that I didn't really talk to at all. But after we did me and Christian did the first show, they, I would see them out like at Bud's. I saw a lot of them at Bud's. Go figure.
Yeah.
And they would like talk to me, and I mean, I never really even had a conversation with them in high school, and they would like tell me like, I love seeing your photos on Instagram and stuff like that, and I was like, that's so weird. Like they're like,
isn't that a weird
they're
feeling?
the douchiest like people in high school.
Exactly.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They've changed. A lot of them are not that way.
Yeah.
And I've talked to some of them about it. Like you would not have
You were
said
a
that.
dick in high school.
Yeah, you would not have said that to me 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But now they do, and it's because they like.
Isn't that weird?
Yes. So I feel like if people just like you as a person, like I don't know.
Yeah, we had a visiting artist at USI, and she told me I again, maybe it's just because I'm a fucking lazy person, but she told me to be a great artist, you only need 2.
First off, you're not a lazy person.
I know, I keep saying that.
You're
but
literally
I'm like,
you have a podcast right now and you're doing balloon. Like, stop saying you're lazy. You're literally not.
maybe not lazy, but it's like easy to please, or like easy to be like, oh, that makes sense.
I feel like, yeah.
But I
like,
don't know.
I don't know. You're not lazy.
Or I'm just.
I mean, you're doing more
I'm
than
so
me.
humble.
You're doing more than me right now.
So she was like, to be a great artist, you only need 2 out of 3 things. You can have great work, like your art is really good, or you show up on time and you work hard and all that, or you're a good person and you're a pleasure to be around.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either have really great work and always be on time, but you're a fucking shitty person, but you can still be a great artist. Or you can always be on time and be a great person, but have shitty art.
Yeah.
But people are still gonna like your art.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of truth to what she said.
That's very true. Yeah.
Because there is cases like that where it's like whatever they're making like really isn't that good, but they have those things about them that make whatever they're making valuable.
Yeah.
Which is weird to think about, but I mean it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I hope like.
Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people fall into the fine art world. They fall in the category of really good art and a lot of time spent on it, but they're shitty people.
Yeah, exactly.
So therefore, everyone just gets labeled as an annoying try-hard artist.
Exactly.
And it's like, bro, like,
exactly.
no, it's not like that.
Exactly, I know. So then when there's actually good people, and it's like,
I hate that shit so much.
yeah, we just kind of get wrapped into like, oh, they must be like a dickhead.
Yeah.
But
They're pretentious.
Yeah. What I'm hoping happens from myself and for you and for people around us that we know personally, like, I'm hoping that the good art and the good person thing are the things that take over.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, the good person thing.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, one of my flaws is, like, I'm late to stuff, like, often. And, like, maybe I don't work so hard on stuff or whatever. But I think I have good art, and I think I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And I really do think that's enough to, like, overpower, like, whatever else.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I agree.
I think I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I think that the content and authenticity of like literally what we've been talking about so far, like even if it has been totally like straight up nonsense the whole time, and it's like hard to follow, and there's loud lawnmower audio earlier, and it's like we're not making sense and nothing is working at all. I still think that like something about that is really powerful somehow,
Yeah.
some way. And we're like good people. So then we're like, I don't know. This is still
I
something
hope.
good. Yeah, I know. They're listening to this like, these guys are idiots. These are fucking assholes. But I don't know. That I really do think like people can take something away from this. If
Yeah.
nothing else, I told Josh this too, but I was like, I want people to be able to at least like find comfort in this, or like be able to like put this on and then like fall asleep too, which sounds like
Or-
ass backwards, because it's like I want it to be like fun and entertaining or whatever,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like if this helps someone sleep or whatever, because we have like a nice like calm voice to listen to or whatever,
Yeah.
then
Or they're
That's
gonna,
fine with
or
me.
they'll think they know like what we're like in real life, and they'll listen and be like, "These guys are idiots,"
Yeah.
which also would be awesome.
Yeah,
like, I don't even
exactly,
get it. Like,
exactly.
I want that to happen.
Exactly, dude. Like that's why like
My biggest fear is like people thinking I take myself too serious.
Exactly.
Like I have such a insecurity about that. Like
exactly.
it's like I post stuff on Instagram and like I want people to see it,
Mhm.
but then as soon as I post it, I'm like, everyone that doesn't know me, and even people that do know me, like I never want them to think that like I'm posting it to like
To get likes or
to get
followers
likes, and yeah, like it's not really about that. Like
yeah.
if anything, it's to get them to come to the show, and
Yeah.
and about the show, I am still yet to like be at the show and like get more than like 5 comments about the art. Anyone that comes is always talking about like, it's awesome that you guys did this. It's never like that picture is sick. Like in Evansville, no one gives a shit about the art.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you,
a big problem. I have with them, too.
you. I remember you gave me a compliment. I remember them. I remember Seamus and Bailey gave me a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the art professors, but those are people that are in art school and they like
They were art people.
They were art people. Like anyone that came outside of that group, like
this is cool. Yeah.
they love that like it's a thing that's what's happening.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit about the art, and I feel like
Does that drive you nuts?
no, like it actually
you
like
like that?
it gives me such a like comfort because I'm like, and I've like I'm still gonna make the stuff that I want and like
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it as best as I can and all that, but like, and Christian also feels the same way. Like, the art show that we do is not about the art. It's like about like people coming to see, like just to hang out and see
Absolutely.
it. Like, I mean,
That's
I spent $1,100 of my own money. Christian spent $1,100 of his own money for that show.
Holy shit.
And I just broke even last week because
Holy
one of my friends
shit.
bought a piece.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and we didn't have to pay for the venue.
You didn't?
No,
Oh, nice. This
So-
is the first time or the second time?
second time. That was just in materials.
You're lucky.
Like,
That's awesome.
so like,
That's so cool.
I just feel like it's like one of those things where it's like, if I didn't like, if I was looking to do it for the art, I wouldn't do it because like no one bought anything. Like I think Christian made one sale there.
I need,
Afterwards, people bought stuff.
I said, yeah,
but
I gotcha. I need to ask you about. I want to buy the cow painting.
The
I just,
cow?
I just don't have a ton of like extra money, but I was like, I really want. I really want the cow painting.
it's sitting in Christian's
I know. I just saw it the
garage.
other day. I was like, oh, dude.
It's fucking huge.
I love it.
It would take up this
dude.
whole-
I was like, I want it right here.
It would look good
like,
on that
dude. It
wall.
would look so fucking good. Like, I want it so bad. Whatever price it is, like, oh, dude. I was like, I really want to get my hands on it. If somebody else gets it or whatever, that's okay. But I was
No,
like, dude, I was
it's
like,
yours.
I want it so bad. I was like, we'll work out a deal or
right,
something.
all
I was
right.
like, I'll buy you beer for like the next year or something. Anytime you want beer, I'll go get it.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, I really love that fucking cow painting. I was like, it's so good.
Thanks.
It's so good.
Thank you. The paintings are. I'm gonna do a lot more of that this kind.
I want to paint stuff too. I want to
It's so fun, dude.
paint like abstract, nonsensical, like just random shit. I want to get like really like drunk or high or something and like just paint something. And then like just see, I don't know. Cuz again, like I really do feel like there's some sort of value in that. Like even if it looks like shit and it's like the worst painting ever, like the story behind, like something about, and this might come off as like whatever type of way, and I really don't mean it to, but like the painting would be like, it might look like shit, but like Zach Winger got drunk or high and painted this, and that's it. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
I don't think there's any difference between, like, I mean, every, like, I don't want to say every, but a lot of the albums you hear, like, still today, but especially, like, 70s, 60s, like, they were all fucked up.
Yeah.
Those records.
Yeah.
And, like, they're, like, the best things ever. So, like, I don't think it's any different from, like, music or art. I mean, I remember, like, the senior year of college in Photo Now, I was, like, I guess it was a semester before, but I smoked a lot, and, like, then I, like, freaked out and, like, stopped smoking.
Yeah.
But I came up with a lot of ideas when I was high, but I don't think that, like, it necessarily helped me make, like, I don't really do art high, but when I'm playing music, I'm usually not drunk, but 2 beers in, you know?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just kind of a, I don't know, it allows you to not overthink things.
I agree. I think it is a really nice distraction. One, obviously, like you just said, for like making art and all that, but then whenever I'm anxious or having like, most of the time when I wake up in the morning, even if it's just like a normal day, like I wake up like pretty anxious, but then I'll play some of my favorite songs or whatever, and it like, you forget everything.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, it just totally takes over your...
Dude, the mornings
your brain.
For me, whenever, like 3 years ago, I would wake up every morning and throw up. Every morning.
Holy
For like
shit.
a year.
Whoa.
Yeah. Because I was just like extremely anxious.
Whoa.
And like I had like, it wasn't like I was throwing up to lose weight or anything like that. It was just like, it was the only way for me to like get myself to like have control over the situation.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
is that what that shower piece is
yeah,
about?
that's exactly what it's
Dude,
about.
I was like,
yeah,
that's one of my favorites too. Like, that's such a good photo.
Yeah. I mean,
dude,
I was like,
that one's so good.
I don't know if you want me to get into that one, but
I do.
Unless
you don't want to.
No, I was dating my ex-girlfriend just 3 years ago, almost the day actually, and it was just like when I was dating her, like I liked her a lot, you know, like a lot, and I thought it was a healthy relationship, and I would throw up every morning, and then when I broke up with her, I like was like. I continued to do it, and I was like, "Damn! Like this is
like
this is not good. This is not good for me." So in that picture, like, there's a girl like in the mirror, and then it's me in the shower, but she's like acting like she's not seeing me.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So that was like,
dude,
that's
so
the most personal photo I've ever taken.
That's so good. I love that one. Like, and like, even if you know nothing about you and you're watching this from the outside, it's like, okay, the person in the shower is putting themselves through a lot to take this photo. Like, throwing up is not a...
And I was throwing up in
yeah,
that.
like, you can tell it's real. Like, dude, it's so good.
But taking that picture was like very therapeutic.
I bet.
Like, having those people there, because we had Christian actually pressed the button.
Yeah.
And then
I'm guessing it's not your actual ex in the
photo.
No. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be.
No.
Yeah.
No.
God,
and
that's such a good photo.
But I feel like
I hope that one day somehow that like goes down in history as like one of the best photos. Like, dude, it's so good. It's so good.
No.
It's so good. You should be proud of yourself for like some of the shit that you make. Like, I've been meaning to tell you this for a long time. Like you, out of all people I've ever met and like all of the like famous artists that I've ever seen, like you have impacted my art a lot. Like, seriously, a lot. Like, you make such good stuff, and I think a lot of it comes from just the realness and the authenticity of all of it. But no, you're seriously, like, if somebody were to ask me, like, who are artists that, like, you try to make art like them, or you try to, like, the way they make their art, like, kind of inspires you, like, dude, you're one of them, dude. I'm serious. Like, and there's not a lot of people that I would put under that.
I appreciate that.
Literally,
I don't know how to take that. But
the only other two are music people. Like, I don't even have another photo person. The only or like art, like fine art person. The only other two is, I don't know if it's problematic, but like Travis Scott.
Oh, I thought you say Kanye.
No, but I want, like, the way that Travis Scott music sounds, and it's like so well developed, and it's so like everything that embodies like Travis Scott music. That's what I want my art to look like.
Yeah.
And then like Tame Impala music, where it's like the same thing, where it's like there's so much in it, like everything works together, and like all the,
and it's one person, bro.
Did you know?
Did you know?
But dude, like the instrumentals and the vocals and like, God, it'll be like 20 sounds at once, and it's so good. Like, it's so fucking good. Those Travis Scott, Tame Impala are my two biggest inspirations for like making art. Yeah. Because I want my art to look like what their stuff sounds like. Yeah. But then as far as like just visual like communication and style and stuff in general, like you and your art is a huge inspiration, and I'm serious. Like,
thanks, dude.
So I hope you know, like, if you feel like you're making art for shits and giggles and it's like not really impacting anybody, like, you're dead wrong, because it really is. Like, it's made such an impact on me. If I never would have seen your art, like, I don't think I'd be half the artist that I am. Dude, stop. I'm serious.
I don't know how to respond.
You don't have to.
I mean, my impulse is just to say it's just because the two artists I look up to, and the only reason I make art is because of them. So, Jeff Wall and David LaChapelle.
Jeff Wall is so awesome. I used to think Jeff Wall's photos were so fucking boring. Same. But then I was like, wait. I was like, there's something really, really good about this. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Jeff Wall's so awesome.
Christian got me a Jeff Wall signed book for Christmas.
Was it the one with Josh let me borrow a book from Jeff Wall or whatever, but it was like the cover was like the photo of the milk exploding or whatever.
Well, so Josh got me that also as a gift for the last show, and then so I bet you it was the same one. But then Christian got me one that is a hardback, and in the inside it says JW. Dude, and I touched it and I smeared the ink. So
that's
it's real.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
But I don't know. It's weird. It's weird also, like, God, we're going on.
Oh, that's alright.
I feel like two things. I'm glad that you had me on this, because like I don't actually ever really get to explain like art stuff. Like when someone goes to the show, like I don't ever like get to explain it, and like explaining it's weird because it's like you don't want to over explain it. Yeah. But it's also like really nice to like be able to tell someone like why we did it, you know?
I was just thinking that today. I was like, whenever I release Balloon, like I was like, should I post this long thing about like why I did the shitty quality and blah blah blah? But then I was like, I don't think I should, because it kind of doesn't matter. But
and like people will ask if they want to know, you know, like
exactly.
And like if they don't, then it's fine.
Exactly.
Like that's the first time I've ever explained that picture, and that was 2 years ago. You know, like no one's ever asked me that, so it's just like
so good,
like
so good.
Like I feel like, anyways.
So what was your other? You said you had two thoughts. Do you remember?
Oh my god, dude! I lost it. No, it was good too. It was so good.
Something about, okay, if I'm gonna recap the last like minute, we were talking about our inspirations, we're at a minute 58, or an hour 58.
I don't know.
And then you're talking about... Shit, I can't even remember what you just said 20 seconds ago.
Well, I feel like, okay, so I was saying, I like that you had me on this because to talk about the art stuff.
Yes.
And it's cool because, like, every piece that, like, I make and every piece that Christian makes, like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
whenever we are coming up with ideas for the show, I have a notes page in my notes on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And Christian has all of his ideas, and every time we hang out usually at least once a week on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And he'll explain to me what this piece means. And like every piece from the last show that he made like had a very personal like reason, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we go to like do the photo and it comes out the way that we like wanted to and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the show, like no one there like knows why we did those things. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's like the best part because like they don't need to know.
That's what I was just about to say. They don't need to know. And too, when you're making art, you're gonna have like you want it to look like this for whatever reason, and it means this to you. But as soon as you show everybody else, like that kind of all goes out the window.
Yeah.
Because you can make something about art about hospitals and the doctor and like experiences like you've had with that and how you like maybe you love going to the doctor and you really like it, but then I see it and I'm like I fucking hate going to the doctor and it's scary for me and I dislike it and I feel these negative emotions. Like you can't control that. You cannot possibly control that. So when you're releasing art to the world, it's like it's not yours anymore. You know what I mean? But it is because you made it and you still feel like you made it for whatever reason. But at the same time, like you have to be okay with people taking whatever they take from it.
Yeah.
Because it probably won't be what you want it to.
Definitely.
So, and then that also goes into why it's important to not take anything like too seriously, because most likely people aren't going to get like what you want people to get. And like that took me a fucking long time to understand, like, and I hope you get that too. Like, sorry, I say like a lot. I try not to say like a lot.
I haven't even noticed it.
I know, now that you do, you're going to notice when I say it all the time. If I'm talking and I pause for a long time, it's because I'm trying not to say like. So I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And I'll talk real slow. It's because I'm trying not to say like. But yeah, once you release it to the world, it's like, fuck. Let's say it again. Once you release it to the world, you have to be okay with the viewer taking whatever perspective on it.
Definitely.
You can't control it.
And I think that took me like I was okay with it like from the get-go whenever we had the show. Mm-hmm. But the first show that we had, like, so I watched like a lot of interviews of artists. Like I've seen every Jeff Wall interview multiple times, like a lot. Like I'm obsessed like with interviews, like obsessed. And in those videos he'll like go through his photos and explain what they mean, like why he did them, how long they took, who he hired, like everything. Mm-hmm. And so whenever we had our show, the first show, like I was like after I was, so no one like even asked me like, how I did this, like, but I realized like it doesn't matter, like no one like cares, but like
it's so weird.
There's some people that care, like, but they weren't there and they didn't ask. And if they didn't ask, then they would have figured it out by themselves or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's a weird.
But that's the only reason I feel like It's weird to hear you say that I inspire you, because I always just feel like I'm imitating those people.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't ever feel like I still don't feel like I've made something that's like original or like
I think
something like
I think
that.
you're dead wrong. I think you need to.
But it doesn't feel like that.
I think you got like it's not selfish to think or realize like you're doing something good and new for the world. I don't know.
If anything, I hope to make people in Evansville feel like they can do something, you know.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about that too, like
because I can rant about Evansville all day.
I talked to Josh. I was like, or maybe it was whoever I talked to. Maybe it might have been Caleb, but I was like, I think it was Caleb. We talked about how there's a lot of really strong talent art-wise in Evansville right now that are our age, that we all know, like we all know each other, that are really talented and could like change not only change like Evansville's art scene, but like I'm not even kidding you, like change the world.
Yeah.
Like I believe that so strongly. However, I think Evansville is a city that does not care about art
Yeah.
at all.
No.
So it's like I feel like it's such a difficult city to put on the map or whatever. Like as much as I would love to be like one of the people that was like, okay, Zach Winger's from the Chicago suburbs and moved to Evansville, learned, and this is true, I learned everything I know about art in Evansville, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of like develop this like scene, this art scene in Evansville with people from Evansville, like that would be so fucking cool. Like nothing in the world would be cooler than that, to like create this cool art movement in Evansville. But I'm usually such an optimist, but I don't think Evansville is a place that's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
as much as I would love to be, like, a founding father of, like, the art scene in Evansville,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the people here just don't care. Like, you and I care.
Yeah.
But
I think
everyone else doesn't
that-
care.
So, I work with a guy named Sam Cuban,
Mm-hmm.
and he went to a lot of punk shows in like the early 2000s, and there was at least three venues in Evansville, like medium-sized venues for like bands, and it was like a thing. You would have your band and you would like try to get to play these shows, and it was a popular thing, and so these venues eventually like don't make any money and then they close. So like right now you either play Damsels, the bar, you play Boca, or you play the Ford Center.
Yeah.
There's like no in between size for bands, and that also affects art as well. Like you either hang your stuff in Penny Lane, or in Arts Win.
Yeah.
But then the issue with Evansville art is it's not geared towards individual artists. It's like geared towards like group shows, and so you have like 20 people painting on like 12 by 12 canvases at a show, and it's just like moms come to like see Halloween stuff, and like I'm not saying that is not art, but it's a different like genre of doing things than like what we learn in school, you know.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And like there's like Cooper, like you know Cooper the painter.
Well, maybe.
So he
Not
lives in Evansville, but he is like, I mean, he's a famous painter, like huge painter. Like he's sponsored by Maddox Gallery. He's showed in London. He showed in somewhere else, I forget. But he's like very established. Like he's selling canvases for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and he's living
in Evansville right now.
But no one in Evansville knows him, and
isn't that
no one knows that
fucking
he's
weird?
here.
Like,
and it's just like
that drives me nuts.
Yeah, it drives me insane
that
too.
doesn't sit right with me.
Dude, it's it's bad.
It's so frustrating.
But I think like the goal of the art show that me and Christian do like is not like to say, hey, look at us, like make art. It's like it is like genuinely like I hope that there is some high school student that comes and just like sees us doing that, because I went to one backyard DIY band show in high school. I was like a junior, and it was some kid that went to like Modern Day, I think, or
Whatever.
It was on the west side.
Yeah.
And he had a stage in his backyard, and his parents paid for everything, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
Like the coolest thing.
That's
like, as a
fucking
kid, I
awesome.
was like that. Like I was like 17, and I was like, that is like, I mean, that is seriously has inspired me to do the art show. Like that one event.
That's awesome.
So I hope that like by us doing the art show now, hopefully 3 times, like it will make some kid just like think they can, you know.
I do, absolutely. Even
I
like
hope.
oh, it has. Like even for me myself, like if not a single other person who has been to your art show so far, your guys' art show has inspired me to be like, I want to do something like this. So you already have done that to me. So I don't know. You should pat yourself
All right,
on
good.
the back. So yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know,
awesome.
man.
That's so cool. That God, going to this sounds
But
like
it's-
just a backyard fucking.
Dude, it was
concert.
awesome. Like,
That
they had,
sounds
like-
so awesome.
It was.
I wish I could have been there. For
It
that.
was. They had the whole row, like their whole street was like lined up with cars.
That's-
Like, you had to like pay to get in and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. What I want to have is like the most non-traditional art show ever. Like that's what I want. Maybe it could be like literally in this apartment, but there'd be like art up on the wall. Like, cause these are like kind of like white walls.
Yeah.
Dude, to have like my photos or art printed
You
up on the
could.
wall here in this apartment, charge $5 at the door. And people come in, view my art at my fucking apartment. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
And have an art show here.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. And it's totally possible.
It is. Especially
So-
with Instagram, bro.
It'd be like,
All you gotta do is make a poster and hope that your friends repost it.
exactly.
Like that's all me and Christian did. Is we
Exactly.
made the poster.
Dude, should I do
and
that?
luckily everyone just reposted.
Should I have the balloon release party
Yeah.
here?
Yes.
You know how fucking cool
I'll be
that would
here.
Do you know how fucking cool that would be?
Yeah.
I guess okay. I'm making
Might as
this.
well.
I'm making this official then.
All right. Okay.
Whenever balloon, it'll be the spring or summer edition of balloon. I'll have balloons, like literal actual balloons, in the place, inside and outside. In my apartment, I'll have the photos printed up on the wall. Kitchen, living room, dining room, bedroom, bathroom.
Yeah.
There's 7 photos. I upgraded from 6 to 7.
Okay.
I'll have them all printed in here. I'll have copies of the magazine. God, that'd be so cool. To
Yeah.
just like have people in and out.
You can play your own music.
Even if like nobody, like almost nobody shows up, to just like, and I'll have like drinks here or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
God, that'd be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time.
Yeah.
That'd be such a good time. So, yeah, it's official. Balloon
Okay.
release party. God, that would be so good. I just gotta find a way to fund it. I gotta find the printing and the getting the actual magazines or whatever. I think I can handle that, like no problem or whatever. But I just gotta find a way to like print the actual photos on like a somewhat large scale. But
We printed at like CVS. They do like poster size.
Oh.
24 by 36.
okay, yeah, that's good to know.
Walmart does it too.
That's good to know.
And they're like, Walmart's probably a little bit better quality from what
Okay.
I've seen, but
That's good. All right, so I feel like we're at a pretty good time, but I don't really have any like I said earlier, I don't really have any like planned segments, and I don't really have any planned talking points or whatever. But I do always want to end on advice for whoever might be listening. And whichever one of us can go first. But I do want both of us to give advice to whoever might be listening, whatever form that might take, whether it's about art or like just life or whatever. Like so what advice would you give to the whoever might be listening?
Well, when I was in class with Rob, he said, if you obsess over your art, okay, so you have your favorite artists, you obsess over them, and then you obsess over whoever they obsessed over, and then you obsess forever whoever they obsessed over. I feel like for me, like, the only reason I make art is because I obsess over whoever I'm into at the time. So my advice would just be watch YouTube interviews with people of people that you like and just get to know why they did what they did.
Yeah, that's good. Like
that's literally I owe it all to YouTube interviews.
Yeah,
like anything.
Yeah, to build off of that and to give advice different than advice I've given on previous episodes. I'll just build on top of that, but it's really easy to feel like you can do this stuff on your own, but putting yourself in your own box is one of the worst things that you could do, in my opinion, at least creatively. So I would give advice to people to say, find somebody that you look up to and figure out why what they're making is good, and figure out why does it resonate with you, and try to make things similar to their own but also make it yours. But do your research on people that make stuff that you like and figure out more about them. I don't know if that made more sense, but I think it kind of makes sense.
It made sense.
I'm kind of drunk. I think that's a good sign to...
From here on out, Zach Winger is not allowed to take shots at the beginning.
Yeah, we shouldn't probably do that again. Beer only for the rest of the episode. That's funny. All right. We love you. Have a good rest of your day or night or whatever.